Welcome everyone at the Evolution of RIS Innovations EVO-R Call Info Session. Let's start. So as you can see, this webinar is being recorded. So later we can upload the recording to our website and social media. So you can rewatch it, and who couldn't make it today can also watch it later. If you have any questions, please use the chat. In the end of our presentation with my colleague Veronica, we are here to answer your questions and clarify if you have any doubts. So what are we going to do today? So this is a short agenda of our webinar today. So of course, this is an info session about the evolution of RIS Innovations EVO-R program. But I will also give you some information about EIT Manufacturing and the RIS pillar, the Regional Innovation Scheme pillar, and then I will introduce you the evolution of RIS Innovations EVO-R Call. Like what is it, who can apply, how to apply, what are the evaluation process and criteria, and I will also show you the timeline of the program. So let's start with a short introduction of EIT Manufacturing, who, if someone wouldn't know it yet. So EIT Manufacturing is a knowledge and innovation community supported by EIT, and our focus is on manufacturing. Our vision is that the global manufacturing innovation is led by Europe, and our mission is to bring together the manufacturing actors across Europe to integrate innovation and education for an entrepreneurial and sustainable Europe. And actually, EIT Manufacturing is a European partnership, an independent legal entity, a non-profit organization. We work with a holistic and tested method that was developed by EIT. And our main focus is on solutions to high-value manufacturing challenges. Within our partnership network, we have leading companies, universities, and research organizations. We have a budget of 400 million euros until 2026 in order to support innovations in the manufacturing industry of Europe. And regarding the structure of EIT Manufacturing, just to give you a quick overview of our activities. So to ensure that innovation reaches the market, industry has the right talent, and entrepreneurs can thrive, EIT Manufacturing connects and integrates the areas of education, innovation, and business creation, and the Regional Innovation Scheme. So these are the pillars of EIT Manufacturing. And regarding the Regional Innovation Scheme that we call RIS, actually this is an umbrella pillar, how we call it. So it combines the education, business creation, and innovation. And the Regional Innovation Scheme was created by EIT to enhance the innovation capacity of the RIS countries. I will show you later on the following slides what are the RIS countries. And our objectives through the Regional Innovation Scheme is to create activities, programs, events, initiatives that are supporting entities and individuals coming from the RIS countries. And the activities that we create aiming at widening the participation in EIT Manufacturing activities, sharing good practice, experience, and know-how emerging from EIT communities, activities with local innovation ecosystem, and offering tailor-made services to address innovation gaps. And now I will move on to our main topic of today, so to the EVO-R program. What is it? So EVO-R program supports activities undertaking innovative manufacturing solutions from the demonstration stage, so from TRL 7 through to market uptake to TRL 9, 8 or 9. And the grant is awarded to activities and/or individuals that were already selected and concluded under regional or national funding programs in RIS countries, and they aim to scale up into European and global markets. So what does it mean? So the eligible applicants should have an innovative manufacturing solution. They should have already developed a prototype. They were selected and concluded under regional or national funding program. They should come from RIS countries, and they should aim to scale up into European and global markets. About the eligible criteria, I will talk to you more later on the following slides. And also about the target audience. And each selected applicants will receive up to 30,000 euros financial support. There will be 25 teams selected, and the duration of the program is 10 months. The application period already started, and the deadline is the 20th of September. But I will show you the timeline of the program in the end of the presentation. So what topic should you apply with? At EIT Manufacturing, we have 4 technological areas that we call flagships. And to be eligible to participate in the program, your innovative solution should fall in one of these areas. So flexible production systems for competitive manufacturing, low environment footprint systems and circular economy for green manufacturing, digital and collaborative solutions for innovative manufacturing ecosystems, and human-machine co-working for socially sustainable manufacturing. And who can apply to the EVO-R program? So first of all, as I mentioned before, in the case of individual applicants, they should hold the citizenship of one of the RIS countries, and in the case of legal entities, they should be registered in one of the RIS eligible countries. On this table below, you can see the EIT RIS eligible countries, and this list is provided by EIT, and it is based on the European Innovation Scoreboard. And these countries are from the European Union, from the EU member states, the Horizon Europe associated countries, and the outermost regions. And these countries are on this list because they have a modest or moderate innovation level. And as I mentioned before, at the regional innovation scheme, we aim to improve the innovation capacity of these countries. And then to be eligible to apply and participate in the EVO-R program, applicants were selected and concluded under regional or national funding programs. In the case of individual applicants, they should start a startup or SME in order to commercialize their services or products. And actually, any type of legal entity is eligible to apply, but they have to be able to commercialize their services or products. And in the case of entities like universities, RTOs, or university-owned foundations, they can apply and participate in if they can generate revenue from the commercialization of their product or services. Joint applications by a group of applicants are also admitted, but in this case, they should appoint a lead applicant to submit the application and represent the group. And how to apply? So you can submit your application through the Submittable platform before the deadline, before the 20th of September. And you can find the application link on our website and also in the end of this presentation. Here you can see a picture and some example questions that you will find in the application form. So, for example, in the application form included that which of the EIT manufacturing focus areas are addressed by your solution, which challenges of the manufacturing sector does your solution address, or of course, why is your solution unique and innovative? And regarding the selection process, so for each applicant, the complete submission, that means the completed application form and the uploaded financial plan and the revenue forecast annex will be reviewed by a panel composed of minimum three external evaluators. The evaluators will score each applications on a basis of 4 criteria: excellence, impact, implementation, and strategic fit. Each evaluation criteria will be assessed on a scale from 1 to 5. And on this slide, you can see an overview of the evaluation criteria. But please make sure that you will check it in the core guideline document, because this is just an overview and it's very important to check because actually this is the basis of your application of the call. So you can find it in the core guidelines document in the section evaluation of application number 5.2. So for example, in the case of implementation, the application has to have the potential to scale at European level. And on this slide, you can see the timeline of the call of the program. So the application, as I mentioned before, the application period is already open. The application deadline will be the 20th of September. And the eligibility and admissibility check will be until the 25th of September. The external evaluators will evaluate the applications between the 25th of September and 16th of October. The results will be communicated by email on the 27th of October, and the activities will start on the 17th of November. And the program will be 10 months long. And here you can see the testimonials from the previous edition, because actually this is the second edition of the EVO-R program. And I really hope that these testimonials will motivate you to take this great opportunity to scale up your development. And here you can see the useful links of the call. So you can find all the information about the EVO-R call on the first link, what you can find, which is actually our website. And also on the second link, this is the application link. This is also included in our website, and we will upload the recording of this webinar to the website also soon. So I think we reached the end of our presentation. So if you have any questions, please use the chat. We are here available to answer and clarify if you have any doubts. And if you would have questions later, please feel free to reach out to the RIS@eitmanufacturing.eu email address. So thank you, and let's see the questions. Okay, so There is a question about the KPIs. If you have to document 21 KPI.
I guess they are referring to maybe 2.1 KPI.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I thought it's a misunderstanding.
So let me open just, maybe Kathleen, you can go with the following question. Meanwhile, I will open the guidelines so we can answer properly.
Okay, so what type of support other than the financial is provided to select the proposals? Actually, provided to select okay, so actually of course there will be other expert guidance, networking opportunities and marketing support, but speaking honest, we would like to provide a really tailor-made support. So we will see what are the needs of the selected teams, and then we will clarify more the provided support, the way of support.
I will take the floor for answering the previous question. So KPI 2.1 for the knowledge of all the audience is a KPI. This target is 8 as a whole for all the program, and is stating number of all innovations introduced on the market during the CABA duration, meaning this program duration, which is 10 months, within 3 years after completion. Innovations include new or significantly improved products, goods and services sold. So this means that we are expecting the teams that are getting selected to introduce or market their solution or their scale up into the market and bring it to the market with a significant sale. So the question about document the KPI. So I don't know if you're referring the call proposals in the application form. You can of course refer to this KPI, but this is not required. And if you mean in terms of reporting, the reporting basically will be based on proof related to the selling of those services or products or the marketed innovation. So we will be asking probably to the teams for giving us proof in terms of invoices, for example. So this is the way we need to report this to the EIT, which is the funding organism of us. I hope this clarifies the question. If not, please continue asking about it.
Okay, so the next one is okay, so it's regarding the if they already participated in the Horizon 2020 open call, do we meet the condition of having been already selected and concluded under the regional or national funding programs in the RIS countries? Regarding this, Veronica, can you answer this question, please?
So yeah, we are asking for this previous, having been already selected and concluded in the regional or national funding programs in the RIS countries. The short answer is yes. So basically, this condition that we are asking about having been funded by any European or national or regional program is quite open. We will ask after we receive the applications and we proceed with the evaluation, we will ask for a proof, any kind of document that is certifying that somehow the prototype in which your idea is based has been previously awarded with any kind of public funding. This can be European, H 2020, or even Europe, national programs, regional programs. This is quite open as far as you have some kind of proof that this is related to the basic idea that you want to scale up, that would be enough. So we are open to any kind of programs.
Okay, the next one, if I'm based in Germany, can I apply as a project partner?
So in this case, it will depend a lot on the case. In general terms, we are only accepting RIS-eligible registered startups or citizenship if you are an individual. So if you are applying in the form of a consortium and the German startup or individual is not getting any kind of funding, that could be accepted, but a German company or individual can't be eligible for receiving funding.
The next one, we are one of the winners of the M4M first call. Are we eligible for this call?
I'm not familiar with the M4M first call. I guess it's some probably a manufacturing related call from another pillar. The answer is yes. If you have already participated in any other EIT manufacturing activity, this is totally compatible with participating in this program again. So I hope this answers the question.
And then can you tell us a little bit about the TRL level of the project? Well, as I mentioned before, it has to have at least a TRL level 7 at the beginning of the project, and the aim is to improve the project to the TRL level 8 or 9. That actually means that the applicants already have a prototype, and by the end of the program, they launch their product on or service on the market. Veronica, would you like to add something? Or I hope this answered the question. If not, please ask again. Okay, then. Is it a lump sum financial support? What type of expenses are eligible?
So I can jump in. This is a lump sum. However, you will see that in the application form, you will need to provide a financial plan in which you are stating how are you planning to spend these 30 kilo euros of financial support. So at the end of so there are two payments, one at the beginning and another at the end. To get the final one, you will need to meet some deliverables. And also among these deliverables, there is a report and you will need to detail how you spent this money according to the financial plan that you originally submitted. Of course, there is always flexibility to do some modifications in the budget planning. We will not be asking for invoices or any sort of documentation at an activity level. However, please consider that any project at any point that is subjected to EIT funding can be a subject of an audit. So you will need to keep the records, this is stated in the call guidelines, of all your expenses during 5 years, because this activity might be audited and we could be asking you for some proofs regarding how you justify that you spend this money, but it's given in the form of a lump sum.
Okay, the next one is my partners are from Spain and I'm based in the Netherlands. I did not see the Netherlands in the list of countries. Can we apply with this group of partners?
So this is a similar case of what we were stating in for Germany, and the Netherlands is not a RIS-eligible country. So that it depends on how you structure your proposal. If the funding goes to your Spanish colleagues or a Spanish startup, if this is a startup or SME, that could be accepted, that could be considered eligible. However, it will not be eligible if you are requesting some sort of funding for a non-RIS country or registered startup or SME or company.
And the next question is again regarding the TRL level. So is it mandatory to be at the 6 or 7, or you can evaluate also the 5th level project?
So in this case, I could say that of course, it will be evaluated. This is not stated as an eligible requirement. So eligibility is basically about being RIS and some other sort of things, but the TRL is not included in the eligibility. So the proposal will be eligible. However, it will be evaluated if by the end of the project, which you have 10 months to accomplish, you will be able to market this innovation. So from my experience and our experience in EIT manufacturing, getting a TRL 5 to reach the market usually takes more time than only 10 months, which is the time that you have within these projects. However, if there is some special circumstance and your project is more manageable and you can reach the TRL required to market the innovation at the end of the program, this is what matters the most. So this will be evaluated accordingly, but it will be eligible and it can be evaluated.
The next question is about expanding markets. Do you mean only EU or EMEA, or is it up for other markets as well?
It is okay also for other markets as well. However, please consider that this is a EU-related organization, and our main objective is RIS countries and also at EIT Manufacturing pan-European level manufacturing sector. So that will be also receive higher evaluation in terms of the impact that you are expecting to have. So if you are marketing your innovation or you want to scale up to other markets, probably, but this might be a different case that you can of course justify in the application, probably the impact will be higher in other markets rather than the European or RIS ones. So this is something that is taken into account during the evaluation. But of course, if you can create other kind of impact in the EU or RIS regions by marketing your or scaling up your solution to other markets, that will be also counted, of course.
Okay, so another applicant have successfully concluded an innovative R&D project. Sorry, just jumping because there are more questions coming. So, we already successfully concluded an innovative R&D project with national funds. We have a tier 7 solution, which is a software now, but we want to develop some extra modules to our solution according to the manufacturing sector feedbacks. Is it the fund also supporting R&D activities within the project implementation duration also, or is it only for commercialization purposes?
So in this case, also there is some flexibility. The aim of the funding and the activity is supporting that you are taking your solution to the market. If to do so, you need, out of the 30K, you need to apply 50% of the resources to some research and development activities, and you need few resources for the commercialization strategy, which may require, I don't know, other kind of tasks. That is totally okay, as far as you tell us clearly that by the end of the activity, you will be marketing this innovation and you will be launching this to the market, or you will be scaling up or getting this into international markets, or somehow improving this commercialization part of the activity. This is the final aim, but the way of doing so. If you need to invest resources in R&D activities, that is totally okay.
Okay, and the next one, if I understand it well, you do not support product development.
And no, actually, we do. Basically, the basic idea of this program is you have a prototype and you need to scale it up to bring it to the market. So, of course, there are product development activities related to that. The financial support, as I was saying, is in the formula of a lump sum. You can invest it in the way you think is needed. As far as the final outcome of the project is that you are able to market this innovation or this solution. So yeah, you can spend this lump sum in equipment cost, human resources, subcontracting. You just need to explain this detailed in the financial plan and in the application form and justify it.
Okay, the next one is about the financial sustainability. So could you please elaborate on the expected revenue share for EIT Manufacturing, which is 1 to 5%, how it will be calculated, what will be a basis for this 1 to 5%, how the revenues related to the project executed with support of EIT will be extracted from other revenues of our business.
Okay, so this is a really good question. Let's go step by step. So basically, yes, so we are putting this range of 1 to 5%, and this is open, and this is up to the applicant, what you want to propose. Also, let me clarify at this point that in this regard, what you are putting in the proposal is not the final decision. There is some flexibility about it. We have financial sustainability experts that can help you to develop this plan further on how you can contribute to the financial sustainability at EIT Manufacturing. But the idea is that somehow in the proposals you are doing a forecast of the revenue that you will be expecting from this particular technological solution within your business. So only the revenues that are related to this specific technological solution that you should be somehow forecasting in the application will be the ones that we will be requesting. So based on these revenues that you are taking from this specific solution, we will be asking something between 1 and 5%. You can decide on the 1 to 5%. So in this case, what you just need to take into account is that you are competing with other applicants that are also proposing something. But of course, it's not the same if you are expecting 1 million revenue or 1K revenue. So if you are expecting 1 million revenue, 1% is more than accepted. But if you are expecting 10K revenue, maybe you should go for the higher revenue sharing percentage. This is a bit the rationale behind, but as I am saying, this is tentative. What you are proposing is tentative, and we will support you to do this. So we can also support to develop this revenue forecast a bit further or more detail if you request so. So just for your consideration. And how the revenues related to the project executed with support of EIT will be extracted from all the revenues of our business. This is up to you. Basically here, we will be just, I think this in the call guidelines, we are stating that this is a condition for the following 5 years or 3 years of the project. So we will just be reaching you at the end of the project and every year asking you to report us the revenue that you are generating within your business related to this solution. And based on that, we will be asking for our shares. But this is something that is determined by you. You will be signing a declaration of honor and an agreement with us in which you will be compromising yourself to report this accurately to us. And it's basically that we will not be, for the moment, performing any kind of due diligence or audits to any company. We will just be asking the contact point to report this to us. And based on that, we will create an invoice and we will be asking for the corresponding revenues.
Okay, the next one is about eligibility. So if we have a project that was not funded at all in the past, are we allowed to participate? It's regarding the requirement of regional or national funding program.
At this point in this edition of EVO-R program, this is mandatory. So there should have been some kind of regional, national, European funding at some point of the development of your solution. This might change in coming editions of EVO-R program, but as it is now, this is a requirement.
The next one, could you please give more detailed guidance on the funding rate and what is eligible for funding? Furthermore, are the applications open to consortia or individual ones?
So as I was saying, the funding is a lump sum, so meaning that you will receive 30K. I think it's 50%, if I remember well, at the beginning and then at the end of the project. But you can check this in the guidelines in detail. And as it is a lump sum, everything is eligible for funding. You will just need to justify in the financial plan how are you planning to spend it. Of course, if an application is stating that everything that is the 30K, they will be using this for subcontracting purposes, probably this will be evaluated negatively. But any kind of cost, equipment, subcontracting, if you need, I don't know, to subcontract some kind of commercialization specialist or a consultancy firm, or a marketing agency, or you need to develop a website, this is all eligible for funding. Also R&D activities, human resources, this is all eligible as it is in the form of a lump sum, but you need to specify how you plan to spend it.
Okay, the next one, do you mean 7th-year level is having a prototype? And yes, this means having a prototype. The next question is about the deadlines. I think, so the starting date for the project is going to be on the 17th of November, so the activities will start that time. And the expected deadline to communicate the results, if you are referring to the results of the applications, like who were selected, we will communicate the results on the 27th of October by email. And the next question is how the TRL level need to be confirmed, described at the application. Is there a regularity body who approved the TRL level?
There is any regulatory body who approved TRL level, so you will just need to describe what is the status of your solution. If you have this demonstrator or prototype already developed, and based on that, what you need to scale from this to reach the TRL 8 or 9, and that's it. And it will be based, the evaluation will be based on what you are writing in the application. So I could suggest that you just describe what is the status clearly of the solution so far, and what is the steps needed to reach the TRL 8 and to reach the commercialization, the product that you need to have to be able to be commercialized, and that's it.
And then, can a large company participate in consortium and getting funded?
Yes, I think you have in the call guidelines some bullet points with all the different kind of companies that can apply in the form of, I think someone was asking this before, so yes, you can apply in the form of an individual or just a company, or in the form of a consortium. Only RIS eligible ones, individuals and companies, are able to get funding. And I think that is basically all.
Yeah, I think so. And also in the case of a group of applicants like consortium, they need to appoint a representative. I think this is what should be added. And then one more question. It's to you, Veronica. Could you please repeat once again the invoice part you were talking about?
Yes, so what I was saying is that as this financial support is given in the form of a lump sum, we will not be giving you the money based on invoices, but you will need to report at the end of there will be a deliverable mandatory for receiving the last payment, in which you will need to report all the results of your activity and also how did you spend the money that you received, and in comparison to the financial plan originally provided in the proposal. And we will not require at this stage any kind of invoices or proofs to do so, because we are giving the money in the form of a lump sum. However, it is stated in the core guidelines and in our model grant agreement that any project that is funded with based on the EIT funding can be subject of audit. So we can be audited, this activity can be audited, so that we can come back to you at some point. I think it's up to 5 years of the finalization of the project. And we can ask you for these such invoices or some proof that you actually spent the money as you reported so in the final deliverable.
Okay, and I don't see more questions now. So if you have any questions, please write in the chat. Okay, there is one more. So as a group of partners, we currently reach TRL 7. It would be great to be able to reach TRL 9 via EIT. Will there also be a presentation involved at the end of the program, for example, via Expo? I think it's referring to the previous edition where the applicants had the opportunity to present their projects.
Yes, so this is still tentative, I have to say. We are planning to do some kind of event, but we are not sure yet if it will be online, if it will be presential, if this will be merged with other EIT manufacturing event, as it might be the summit. So for example, in EVO-R 2021 edition, well, with 2021, we still had some issues with because of the COVID. So we had the EIT Manufacturing Annual Summit online, and we prepared a panel for EVO-R teams to present their innovations. So considering that we will have 24 teams, we still need to figure out if we are having a EIT Summit presential event, how the teams could participate, but at least for sure we will organize an online event for dissemination. But yeah, we might try to merge and think with our communication teams on how to merge this with some other EIT manufacturing event. And of course, please consider that once you enter in the EIT manufacturing community and you are an EVO-R team, you can always be reached afterwards. So we are having a lot of events in which we are trying to promote all the teams that we have supported and to promote your innovations. So it might happen that the following year we are having, I don't know, an EIT Info Day in Turkey, for example, and we invite Turkish teams from different programs that have been supported by us, and we invite them to participate in the event, to showcase their solution. This is happening constantly through all the years. And so once you are in our database, you will have more opportunities also, apart from the one that we want to organize within the program, to showcase and to network and to promote your solution among our network.
Okay, then I think you already replied to the second one regarding the trade fair. Then regarding the deadline. So the deadline is the 20th of September. Thank you for the question. That should be a technical setup problem. We will change it. So just to make sure the deadline is not the 21st, it's the 20th of September. And then, can you give examples of activities that you think are within the scope of the project and the migration from TRL 7 to TRL 9? Could it be, for example, building a digital sales channel for the product?
Example, let me think. So in general terms, I can tell you examples. We have had teams, for example, coming from scientific groups in universities or RTOs, which were having a prototype developed, for example, of exoskeleton to help the technicians in a workshop to elevate some weight. So they were having a prototype developed, and they needed to develop further in order to customize the product design itself to be manufactured at big scale level. So for example, this is an example of, but there is a huge diversity of projects that we have supported, and this is quite open. So yeah, building a digital sales channel for the product at first seems to be eligible, as far as you can explain, because I mean, as far as you can explain that at the end of this, whatever you want to improve from your product is giving you the opportunity to bring it to the market. And how this specific solution or technology might have some specific revenues that you will need to share in a percentage at the end of the program. I don't know if this is clear enough. In any case, I think we have some examples maybe in the website about EVO-R program of EVO-R teams. Last year's, I don't know if we get into the specificities, but yeah, this is what is coming to my mind right now. In any case, I'm thinking that with all these questions that we are having, maybe we can do some question and answer document. We will upload this into the same call document that you probably have seen, call webpage, apologies, and we will upload there a question and answers document providing you specific answers to all of this and giving you some examples if needed.
Yes, we will upload it soon. And the next one is, in our case, we have a prototype that is commercial in Spain, but if we want to go to other countries, we have to retrain the AI models to adapt to those countries and also validate the performance there. This activity would be covered?
Yes, it will be. So basically, this is, I could interpret this as a scaling up of your already developed solution, So yeah, I don't see any reason for it to not be eligible or covered or appropriate to the call aim.
Okay, great. And I don't see more questions. You still have some time to write down your questions if you have anything else.
In any case, feel free to reach out by email at ris@eitmanufacturing.eu, and we can arrange also specific calls individually if anyone is having a lot of doubts or needs some support to understand something about the call guidelines or the application forms. Please feel free to reach out.
Okay, we have one more. We have a prototype and we want to scale in industrial development. Is this covered?
Yeah, this is the main objective of the call, I would say. So of course.
Okay, great. Anyone else? Do you have more questions?
Thank you. Okay, so thank you very much for all the questions. We will take good note of them and we will make this question and answer also document for the sake of transparency and clarity for everyone. And yeah, thank you from my side. Thank you very much for your interest, and we are glad that this call called the attention of so many people. And we're having 40 something or 50 something attendance in the middle of August. So thank you very much for your interest, and that's it from my side.
Yes, and thank you again for your attention. The recording will be available on our website soon this week. And also we will upload this Q&A document as well. And as Veronica said, feel free to reach out to us by email. And we will try to reply to your questions as soon as possible. And even we are able to organize individual calls if there are any doubts. So thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great day.